Hello everyone, welcome to my second trimester recap. I seriously can't believe we're already here. Kind of, you know. If you're pregnant or you've been pregnant or whatever, you kind of understand that time is a weird concept. Part of it feels like you've been pregnant forever, part of it feels like it's flying by. So I'm definitely experiencing that where I just don't know. Time isn't real. But yes, I am 28 weeks pregnant with our first little one. It's a boy. We're so happy. And I just thought, since second trimester is over, that I could give you guys a little recap of my experience. I'll just throw out a little disclaimer right off the bat. This is my experience. I know everybody's very different. Every pregnancy is very different. Every person, every body. And yeah, I'm very grateful to be pregnant. I'm very grateful for my experience so far. First trimester was very rough with nausea, morning sickness. That's a joke. It was all day, most days, mostly every single day. And so that was rough. But second trimester, blanket statement, it's been a very good experience. So very thankful for that. And let's just get into it. I think I'll start with symptoms, then I'll kind of go into other things that I experienced that aren't necessarily symptoms. And finally, I'll just kind of touch on ways that I'm preparing for the baby. Most of that is like mentally preparing. Throughout, I'll kind of touch on things that I've been using and recommend or don't recommend, etc. So let's get right into it. Starting with symptoms, I've definitely noticed an increase in energy since first trimester. First trimester, I was just overall very blah. It was hard to do much of anything. Most of that I attribute to the nausea and just kind of not feeling myself, which again, I attribute to the nausea. It's just very hard to do anything, go anywhere, eat anything that I like, that sort of thing. So definitely feeling a lot better, definitely more energy. I have been able to kind of stay active and work out to an extent, which I'll touch on later. But with that said, I have noticed that especially as the second trimester has gone on, I've definitely been slowing down. Like I kind of started off my pregnancy at a very low state. When I found out I was pregnant, I was getting over the flu. So that was extra rough. But yeah, so I started down here. I kind of went up quite a bit early second trimester. And then I've had energy, like I can do things, I can stay awake. I don't typically feel the need to nap, but just physically slowing down. Another symptom I've been experiencing is, you're here for the TMIs and all the information, right? So I've been experiencing more of a slowdown in my digestion, some slight constipation. So, it is what it is. First trimester, I didn't experience that at all, which I'm super grateful for. Second trimester, I really don't go more than a day without, the bathroom, the number 2. And just while we're on the note of TMI, I have also noticed throughout second trimester that my CM, my cervical mucus, has definitely increased. So on to less TMI things though, now that we got that out of the way. My tailbone has been hurting me, especially at night. I'm surprised actually that I haven't experienced more round ligament pain. Sometimes if I move too fast or, cough more aggressively, if I do something very quickly like a sneeze that kind of seizes up my body, I'll experience some round ligament pain. But yes, the tailbone pain, especially in the evening, it's bad. My ribs, they feel like the flesh is kind of just being stretched away from the bone, and that's in the front and the back, and then slightly in the sternum. So That is not fun. That's not fun. But truthfully, although it's not fun, it's definitely bearable. I can't really complain too much. It's just one of those uncomfortable, annoying things to experience. Additionally, one of those other things that's just been really not fun is the acid. See, presenting itself currently is the acid reflux. I don't get it every single day, and I don't get it 24/7. I would say typically it picks up more in the later afternoon, evening time, and then sometimes before bed. I've kind of just been managing that with papaya enzymes, and then something else that helps me is sleeping on my left side. If I sleep on my right side, it doesn't really, I mean, it's just as bad or worse. If I sleep on my left side, it kind of stops it from coming up, but I think that's just an anatomical thing. Laying on your left side can just aid in digestion in general, so that's been helpful to me. Otherwise, you kind of just have to suffer through it. Not fun. Very uncomfortable. Feels like acid is literally burning your throat and your chest. It makes it very hard to talk. Sometimes even if it doesn't hurt, which is rare, but if it doesn't hurt, I still feel it. It feels like it's like pushing up saliva, and I have definitely experienced choking in my sleep, so I think that might be the cause of it. Just kind of pushing up saliva or acid or something like that, and I'll wake up choking, coughing, and just kind of have to cough it out. Another thing that I've been noticing recently is it's called rhinitis, which is just kind of like the inflammation or the swelling of your nose and your nasal passageways, your sinuses, and that's not fun. It just, I mean, with that, it just kind of gives me a stuffy nose, which is difficult because another thing I'll say is as a symptom is difficulty breathing, especially when I'm laying down. And the rhinitis, it kind of sets in the evening times, making it harder to breathe when I go to sleep. I'm also experiencing difficulty breathing from my chest just because he's encroaching, you know, like as he grows, everything's moving and encroaching on my lungs a little bit. So it's just kind of hard to breathe. Even when I'm just talking, walking, especially uphill, is so difficult. But, you know, mamas are fierce. I'll tell you that right now. Mothers are fierce. And we get it done. So, yeah, the difficulty breathing from my chest mixed with the difficulty breathing from my nose, it can make it very difficult to just breathe in general when I'm not doing anything and trying to go to sleep. Laying down is hard, especially flat on my back, which I know you're not supposed to do in pregnancy. I mean, it's okay for a few minutes, but you know, speaking of which, sleep. Let me just address sleep for a second. Sleep, I have to say, it hasn't been as bad as I've heard it is for some people by far. Like, I don't really have insomnia or anything like that. It's just the discomfort that can kind of keep me waking up or keep me awake. Specifically getting up to pee. I have to do that probably at this point. If I'm lucky, it's about 2 times a night. If I'm unlucky, like 5 times a night. It's horrible. But that really hasn't been the case for the most part. Usually it's like 2 or 3 times, which is annoying, but I do fall back to sleep pretty quickly. Another thing is just tossing and turning. I find it difficult to stay comfortable on one side, so I'll find myself flipping back and forth. I typically, when I'm not pregnant, I'll fall asleep on my side/stomach, and then I wake up on my back. So that's been happening still. I'll wake up on my back, but I've heard from midwives that it's okay if you wake up on your back. Like, your body will typically wake you up. You know, obviously this is not medical advice or whatever. There's different ways you can kind of prevent waking up directly on your back, which I have been doing. Specifically, like, you can put a pillow on your side or like next to you or kind of under your belly, or under part of your back. As long as you're just slightly elevated or slightly to your side, you should be okay. I'll show you my pregnancy pillow, but another thing that is kind of uncomfortable, I've been getting foot cramps. So I've heard of leg cramps during pregnancy, and thankfully I haven't really gotten that too much. When I wake up and I kind of like stretch my leg, it'll start to seize, but then it kind of goes away. So far so good. It's uncomfortable for a second and then it doesn't really get out of hand. So that's really nice. I did wake up one night from a horrible cramp on like where my ankle meets my foot. So like right here, and it was horrible. It was like it was very, very painful. Really all I can say for the cramps is to stay hydrated and take magnesium, that sort of thing. Dreams are kind of weird. Sometimes I have stressful dreams. Sometimes I have really outlandish dreams. Pregnancy dreams, they can be very vivid, and that's like really what I've noticed is they're very vivid. So they make a lot of sense, even if they're not, even if the scenario wouldn't typically happen, or it's nothing to be actually concerned about or something like that. They're just very vivid. So whether they're good vivid, neutral vivid, or bad vivid, that's just what I've been experiencing. More vivid dreams. I can typically remember them. They're a lot more clear. They're a lot less all over the place. They have a timeline. It just feels more real. So that's dreams. Side note, please pardon my hair. Took a shower this morning. I blow dried my hair and I put it in a claw clip, and then I took it down, and so now it's all crimpy in the middle and flat everywhere else. So disregard, please. So that's mostly all I have to share about symptoms. I will say, on the note of sleep, I'll show you my pregnancy pillow. I have the Baby Bub pregnancy pillow, and it comes with this little, I call him Gherkin because he's like a pickle. Some nights I find it very helpful and comfortable, especially when my back feels really weak and sore, but I really don't use it every night. Honestly and truthfully, the best thing for me has just been a king size pillow that I put between my legs and under my belly, and that's really, really comfortable for me. Everybody, like I said, is different. So I know my sister loved this pillow in her first pregnancy, and I like it. I have no complaints. It's just not always the most comfortable or useful thing, personally. Sorry if I changed positions. I just got a call from my sister, and I got up to show you a couple items. Since I'm already showing you things, I thought I could show you some other things that I've been using and actually loving. One of them are these, it's called Multi Magnesium Liquid Drops. I just get them on Amazon, and they have a lot of good stuff in there. Obviously, before you take anything, make sure with your doctor, midwife, whoever you're seeing, that it's safe for you. But I've been taking these and I love them. They've got magnesium, they have multiple types of magnesium, which helps keep you regular. It helps with cramps, all that sort of thing. It's got calcium, L-theanine, which helps kind of calm your body and your mind, and it can help with sleep. It's got vitamin B6, potassium, vitamin D3, vitamin K2, black pepper fruit extract, and raw organic fruit and vegetable blend. So it's amazing. I love it very much. I've been taking this all throughout pregnancy. I've taken it when I'm not pregnant. I really like it. The other thing that I'm taking that I would highly recommend are these Ritual prenatal vitamins. Not sponsored, although would love to be. Let's build this channel. Speaking of which, subscribe if you're not subscribed. like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you're pregnant, I want to hear how far along you are, when you're due, what you're having. Just super excited for all of us in our mama season. So I do have something else to show you guys, but I'll save that because I'm going to address it in another category. So moving on, I thought I could chat about some things that I've been experiencing that aren't exactly symptoms, but I've just been experiencing them throughout second trimester. First, I wanted to talk about other people. When I was around 21 weeks, people started feeling comfortable kind of acknowledging that I was pregnant, asking if I was pregnant, or congratulating me on my pregnancy, that sort of thing, which I love. Personally, I thought it was super sweet. I agree that it was pretty obvious at that point. I know that there's a very awkward time where it's like, did you eat too much Chipotle? Are you a little bloated today? There's a funny little in-between area where it's like, are you pregnant? And people don't want to ask. But yes, I think around 20-ish, 21 weeks, somewhere in there, people started congratulating me, and I thought it was super sweet. Everybody feels differently about it. Other than close family, I haven't gotten any rude comments from strangers, which I know a lot of people go through, and I'm so sorry because that's very hurtful. But yeah, family, I don't let it get to me because I know them, I know their intentions, it's not bad. But I have gotten the twin question from family, and it is what it is. My grandma, I think she gets excited when she's seeing the bump grow. So she would make comments like, oh my gosh, every time I see you, mind you, we were staying with her for the summer. So like I saw her every day. And she would say, every time I see you, you're getting bigger, and baby boy is getting so big and all of that. And so, you can only hear that you're getting very big so many times before it starts to get to you a little bit. But I just know that her intention was not hurtful. And so I didn't take it that way. But yeah, that's on that. That's on people commenting, regardless of how you're carrying, if you're big or small or whatever. Most important thing is that you're healthy, that you're fueling your body with good food, good nutrition, that you're drinking plenty of water and staying hydrated for you and the life that's growing inside of you. And you're beautiful. You're doing a beautiful, amazing, powerful thing that is just amazing. It's a miracle. So have respect for your body and don't let other people's comments get you too down. I understand that it can affect you and it can affect me, and I understand that, but just know in your heart that you're doing an amazing thing. All right. Another thing I wanted to chat about was how I feel about being pregnant during the summer. I actually loved it. I adore the timeline that I'm on with this pregnancy. I kind of got the yucky, sick first trimester over with right before summer, and then I felt kind of cute and energetic throughout most of the summer. And on top of that, we were in my hometown, which is in Southern California, so you can't really beat the weather. I can imagine that if I was somewhere extremely hot, that would be pretty miserable. I wouldn't really be able to do much. But thankfully, the weather where I'm from is stunning year round, basically. There were only a couple hot weeks in there where it was just really hot, but I just chose to get my time outside in early. I would walk early. I'd go outside early, and then if I was going to go outside during the day, spend any kind of extended period of time outside during the day, it would just be at the beach, and I'd get in the water and kind of cool off that way. So I personally loved being in second trimester during the summer. And then, yeah, for third trimester, I'm looking forward to all the cozy fall vibes, wearing sweatshirts. I have these cute little dresses, which I'm sitting down right now, so I can't show you the whole thing. I'll try to show you a bump date at the end so you can see the dress too. But yeah, I love this time period. Energetic, active, kind of cute, pregnant, summertime, and then more pregnant, cozy fall vibes. We found out the gender this summer during second trimester. We found out the day I was 20 weeks and the day I had my anatomy scan. So we had my anatomy scan, and then I gave the envelope to my sister. Then she threw a little reveal. You can watch, I posted a short of the gender reveal, so you can go watch that if you're interested. But that was really special. I guess at this point I can address exercise. So the main exercise that I have done throughout this pregnancy is walking, especially during second trimester. First trimester, I was really too sick and low energy to do much of any exercising until the end of first trimester. Then I kind of started picking up a little bit more where I left off, but just trying to do pregnancy safe, gentle exercises, getting back into things. Second trimester, I felt good enough to walk, so I actually walked about 3 miles 5 days a week, I'd say. And that was just designated exercising time. So like, obviously I was active throughout the day as well. So I feel really good about that. I feel like I stayed pretty active. I think it's helped me a lot. Probably with more minimal symptoms. Also just kind of staying in the swing of things. And now that I'm in third trimester and I'm no longer in my hometown, we're back home for now, I'm gonna try to get in some additional exercise. I'll be walking and also trying to do some other exercises, but I don't see myself doing like the 3 miles a day out here where we are, just because of weather and some other things. So that was exercise. I realized I forgot to touch on one of the symptoms that I had, which was swelling. I forget exactly when it was, but I think it was around 25 weeks. I had to take off my toe rings. Well, I didn't have to. I chose to, just out of abundant caution, because I didn't want my toe rings to get stuck on my feet and have to cut them off, because my feet were starting to swell a little bit, especially after walking and just being relatively pretty active throughout the day. And it wasn't extreme swelling, nothing like that, but just seeing them start to swell, I just thought I'd be careful and take my toe rings off. I also took off my rings on my fingers, but lately they've been pretty good, like not super puffy, my hands. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on my hands. My toe rings were my bigger concern because I don't usually ever take those off. My feet feel very naked without them. So sorry, that was one of the symptoms I forgot to touch on. Regarding cravings, I haven't had a crazy amount of cravings. I would say the things that I do crave are tart and cold. So frozen yogurt, acai bowls. Those are really mainly it. I love the tart frozen yogurt, like just plain tart frozen yogurt, acai bowls, raspberries, just berries in general. That's really it. Orange juice, that sort of thing. I don't think I've been going too crazy with my eating, so that's good. I still try to have a very well-rounded diet, get plenty of protein in, healthy fat, everything that's good for me and the baby. But yes, I would definitely indulge in frozen yogurt and acai bowls throughout the summer. And I loved it and he loved it. So finally, something annoying that I've been experiencing throughout second trimester is just getting dressed, because I don't know what to wear. I didn't pack well for the summer. I actually packed very lightly, and I didn't know how my body would change. So it was just hard to feel cute and comfortable. Getting dressed, like knowing what to wear in general, was hard. And then additionally, like as I've gotten a little bit bigger, as I've gotten closer to the end of second trimester, just bending over in general to put things on, like pant legs, socks, that sort of thing, it's becoming very difficult. And like I can't it's hard to just like maneuver over my belly and not, you know, feel like I'm gonna fall over, get dizzy. Like with my head down, I just get dizzy. So yeah, have to hold on to something. fun, but that's where I'm at. Just really fast, I'm going to touch on ways that I've been preparing. It's really not that intense, not that deep. I've been watching other people's vlogs, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester. I've been watching birthing vlogs. I've been watching nesting vlogs, that sort of thing. Part of that's comforting, part of that's preparing. So it's kind of like a fun way to relax and prepare mentally. Not being at home for the whole summer, I didn't really have anything to do physically to prepare except for just take care of myself and my baby in my belly. So there wasn't really anything I could do at home to prepare, which is fine because now that I'm in third trimester, I'm really starting to get those nesting urges, and I know that, you know, Lord willing, it'll get done in the right amount of time. And also just, you know, I just barely had my baby shower, which I would like to do a video of things that I had on my registry, and then also just things that I've gotten for baby, whether through the baby shower or for myself. So stay tuned for some fun videos. But yeah, I think now is the time that I can kind of start getting into nesting. Before it was just watching other people's things, reading some books, and writing lists. Lists were my best friend. Those were like my mental nesting tools. I have so many lists on my notes. So yeah, that's really it. Overall, second trimester has been amazing. Aches and pains definitely in my back, my ribs, that sort of thing. Feeling him kick. Ooh, I gotta touch on this. I have a posterior placenta, which means that it's in the back. And when women have a posterior placenta, they can typically feel kicks stronger and more frequently. So I've definitely been feeling the kicks since around, oh gosh, around 15 weeks is when they started ramping up. I actually felt them pretty early on, and which is another thing with a posterior placenta. You can usually feel them a little earlier on, but they were just gentle before. Around 15 weeks, they started picking up, and then just throughout, they've been getting progressively stronger. His kicks have been getting stronger. I can feel his rolls. I can see him from the outside. It's fun. It's fun. When he gets really rambunctious in there, I've noticed lately that it gives me just a touch of anxiety, because I'm just like, you want your baby to move. You want to feel them move. But if they're doing it too much, it's like, I can't stop them. And it like feels like a little alien is just like in there trying to break out. And so that's just my personal experience, and I've really just been experiencing that lately as he's been getting more and more active, more and more strong, and just feeling him more frequently. But that's just like a weird little thing. I don't know why I've been feeling that, but overall, I love it. I love feeling him. I talk to him, we sing to him, read the Bible to him. So I'm loving it. Second trimester has been really special, and I'm excited for third. We're here. I can't believe it. We're here. We're here in third trimester. My leg's really asleep really bad. Okay, I've recovered from my foot being asleep. This video is getting very long, so I will have to wrap it up. But I forgot to say in symptoms, again, stretch marks. I've barely, if any, experienced stretch marks. I think where my belly button piercing was, like the patch of skin in between the two piercings, there's a little red line, and I think that might be a stretch mark. But basically what I've been doing to kind of just keep my skin moisturized, I know you can't exactly prevent stretch marks. All I've heard is that they're genetic, so you're either going to get them or you're not. But I think that there's definitely ways that you can lower your risk, lower the intensity of them and the severity of them. I've been using the 8 Sheeps Organics like stretch mark routine. One of them is the overnight nourishing balm, and one of them is the True Belly serum. I love them. I'm actually getting really low, especially on this one, and probably need to order more. But I've also been using a tallow balm here and there to stay even more moisturized. And yeah, that's really all I've been doing. Take vitamin C, that helps boost your body's collagen. Hyaluronic acid. There's hyaluronic acid in here, but you can also eat it in certain ways, like it's in bone broth. And there's certain supplements on the market. So yeah, there's things you can do, but yeah, you're either gonna get them or you're not, and you're like I said before, your body's doing an amazing thing. So be gentle with yourself. And yeah, I think all that's left is a little bump date, so allow me, and then we're gonna end this video because it is so long. I'm so sorry. This is 28 weeks pregnant after dinner, and I have to pee. So he doesn't exactly look like this in the morning. It's a little bit smaller in the morning, which is being real. It's evening, I've eaten, and this is what we got. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was kind of long, so hopefully it wasn't too long for you, out of breath. But stay tuned for some more fun videos, not just pregnancy and baby related, but yeah, I'm going to be decorating for fall soon, which I'm super excited about. And yeah, I've just got some really fun things coming up, so I will keep you posted, and I hope you'll subscribe, like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below. I'm trying to build this community here, and I would love to interact and get to know you guys as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!